Hello, and welcome to Amazing History Stories. Today, we're going to highlight the Moors Rebellion, the Moors who remained in Spain after the fall of Granada and endured the Spanish Inquisition. In 1566, King Philip of Spain issued an edict that imposed hardships upon the Moorish population. Moors were prohibited from wearing, possessing, and using any clothing, art, books, or artifacts related to Arabic culture or Islam. The King of Spain wanted an entirely Christian kingdom in fact and appearance. Spain was afraid of the Muslims. King Philip IV of Spain announced an edict in 1566 that handled the Moriscos. He was the son of Emperor Charles V, known for his lifelong obligation to protect Christian European from the mighty Muslims, the Ottoman Empire. To be fair and complete, King Philip had problems with non-Catholic Christians too, mainly the Protestants. For years after the edict, Moriscos rebelled in the former Moorish kingdom of Granada. The Moriscos' stronghold was located in the Alpujar Mountains, northeast of the city of Granada. Meanwhile, the North Africans had grown strong, and a new empire emerged called Sadi Sultanate. The Sadis unified Morocco and defeated the Portuguese and Spanish to retake control over key Moroccan trading ports. The Moriscos allied themselves with the Sadis and the powerful Ottoman Empire. The Sadis and Ottomans both sent supplies and arms, but not enough to sustain the rebellion against the Spanish. Once again, the Muslims were not unified. Not only were the Sadis and Ottomans not fully committed to liberating the Moriscos in Spain, the Sadis and Ottomans were fighting each other. Due to lack of support from the Ummah, the Spanish put down the Morisco Rebellion brutally, without remorse. After the Spanish quelled the Moorish uprising, they randomly relocated the Moriscos to other Spanish provinces to weaken them. After the Morisco Rebellion fiasco, the struggle between the Ottoman Empire and Sadis went on. The Ottomans were seeking to establish a caliphate over the Ummah during this time. The mighty Ottomans had conquered a vast amount of territory consisting of Christian and Muslim lands. Specifically, the Ottomans controlled the Byzantines and Constantinople, the Balkans, and central Hungary. Furthermore, the Ottomans had occupied Vienna twice for the domination of Austria. Additionally, the Ottomans had conquered the Levant and most of North Africa, except for Morocco. The Sadis, however, were resisting the Ottomans' demands to submit to their sovereignty. Needless to say, it was extremely courageous for the Moroccans to resist against the mighty Ottomans at this time. During a leadership crisis, the Ottomans saw an opportunity and backed two Moroccan princes for the Sadi Sultanate. Their opponent, an heir apparent to the Sadi Sultanate, sought help from the Portuguese. The face-off has been labeled the Battle of Alcácer Quibir, also known as the Battle of Three Kings. The fallout was a disaster for every contending party, except for the Ottoman-supported prince. The King of Portugal went missing and two Moroccan kings died. You really need to get the book for the intrigue. Again, the Moors and Muslims have legendary political intrigue written all over the history books. The Portuguese lost their sovereignty and many nobles. The Moroccans became rich, ransoming noble Portuguese prisoners to their families. The Sadis' stock rose precipitously and enormously after the battle for Morocco. The Sadis secretly had intentions on winning back Moorish Spain. The Spanish had enemies from everywhere at this time. The Native Americans intermittently rebelled. The Moriscos had rebelled a few times. European countries under the Spanish Empire were rebellion, and the English, as Protestants, were assisting their European brethren to fight against the Catholic Spanish. As if these were not enough problems for the Spanish, the Sadis and Ottomans controlled the Mediterranean Sea. Therefore, the Sadi Sultan entered into the Anglo-Moroccan Alliance with England. They had a long-standing, strong relationship built on trade. The Africans provided salt in exchange for weapons. The English was in an ongoing war with Spain for a number of reasons. Queen Elizabeth wanted the Sadi Sultan to enter into an agreement with the English to invade Spain. At last, the Moors would have a chance to recapture their lost kingdoms in Spain. The English supported an internal uprising against Spain. The Sadis never received the promised military aid and transport to invade Spain again. The Moors in Africa, however, would not give up. They explored other alternatives to a direct invasion. The historical figures, events, and places have been woven into a riveting fictional story in the book The Moors in Spain, when Arab and African Muslims led the world. The book is available on Amazon.com. Goodbye for now. See you in the next episode of Amazing History Stories. You don't want to miss the Barbary Coast versus the United States of America.